everyone, welcome to How Ines Rolls. Today we're making pie, and not just any pie, a sugar cream pie, and I can't wait to get started. Let's go. So is your husband like my husband? He likes to send me recipes of things that just look good. In fact, a lot of our Facebook Messenger posts are recipes like, I dare you to make me this. So he found this recipe and I thought, I need to try it because it looks so easy and it's so yummy, and it's called the Sugar Cream Pie by the Domestic Rebel. And so first off, I'm going to be getting my frozen pie crust, and let me show you what to do. So these are the deep dish pie crust, freezer section. I tried very hard to find a gluten-free one so that Paul could have this. Now, he's still going to have this. He's just not going to eat the crust. Okay, that's what we do when he can't have the gluten stuff. He just kind of eats around it. So we have to keep this at, we just have to have this come to room temperature about 20 minutes, and then we're gonna bake it for about 10 minutes or so. And then while that's baking, we'll get started on the custard part. So easy prep for pie crust, just a couple of pokes on the bottom with the fork, and we're just gonna get it in the oven for about 10 minutes or so. And while it's cooking, I'll show you how to, like I said, make the custard part. But you know I'm gonna be stocking up on these kinds of things because the holidays are coming. So this may be a contender for a Thanksgiving pie. We'll see. My favorite pie is chocolate pecan. Let me know down below what your favorite pie is. Okay, so to my pan here, I have 4 tablespoons of butter, which is just half of a stick. And then I'm adding some cornstarch, 4 tablespoons, 3/4 cup over here of sugar, and 2.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. So let me go get that out of the refrigerator, and then we get to start. Okay, so now I'm just going to add, it says to do the dry ingredients first, which I've added the butter already, so, well, I'm just trying to make this easy too for myself. So 4 of those cornstarch. So cornstarch is a good gluten-free alternative to flour. So when you're trying to thicken things up, we tend to use a lot of cornstarch for like cream of chicken soups and stuff. And then we're just going to kind of give that a little whisk and then start getting in. It's on medium heat. We got to be fast. Okay, 2.5 cups are in now. This is going to make a yummy dessert. So for tonight's dinner, let me know what you're having for dinner tonight. I think sharing ideas is going to help us maybe make some other decisions for making dinner. We are making fried potatoes where I take, I have the can here, where I just take the sloppy Joe mix and mix with the ground beef, and then I just pour it on top of the fried potatoes and put cheese on it. So it's pretty good. So we'll have this pie after we have dinner though. So I'll bring it closer when it starts to thicken up. Okay, so there are some changes happening. It is starting to thicken up quite nicely. And so pretty quick here, I'm gonna just turn it off and then add a tablespoon of vanilla. Yum. Wow, this is thickening up really fast. I hope you can see it. So probably all in all, I probably cooked it a little over 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. Just frequently stirring. And I think you don't want it to come to a boil, so that's why we're on medium heat. So we're bringing it like a slow boil. So now it's starting to get a couple of bubbles in there. I've turned off the fire. Let's add that vanilla, shall we? Oh, this is the best vanilla. I know a few of you have already bought it, and you'll have to let me know like how it's going, but it has such a great smell to it. If you're interested, you can buy it right off their website, globalgoods.com, and I believe it's like $14 for this like liter. It's amazing. Oh, look, we have a little bit left. And if you can get into a group with a lot of people, I think you have to buy 12 of them to not have any shipping costs. So then it'll be cheaper for everybody. Oh, yes. Okay, so let me go and get the pie crust ready. Okay, so my pie crust is goldeny now. It did have, you can see a little slit right in there. Like that was part of the dough. It just separated. So it's not gonna be completely perfect. It's just for our family anyways. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is just make a cinnamon sugar mixture. So I'm just gonna take a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar and like 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and just kind of work from there. If you are newer to my channel, I love keeping all of my spices, my salts, things like that in mason jars. Because then I can keep them more uniform. I can refill them. It's better when they're open bins at my grocery stores. Like Winco is one. I think Sprouts is another. So we have lots of like mason jars, but they're not open at Winco right now, which is kind of a bummer. So the kids love making cinnamon sugar anyways. And then sometimes I like to put it in a little sprinkle container, which you could just use a mason jar with a sprinkle tab or a sprinkle cap, which is kind of fun. So this is going to be actually the topping of this pie. So you know it's going to be good. All right, so what we're going to do right now is put that custard into the pie tin, and I'll bring you closer. All right, it's still pretty warm, so I don't want to burn myself, but you can see nice and thick. I'm gonna get every last drip of this in here because you know we want it nice and creamy. Don't want to lose any of that. Let me know below if you've ever made this pie before. This kind of looks like something right up our alley for reals. We love custard kind of pies or a chocolate cream pie. One of our favorites a long time back was a coconut cream pie that we got at a restaurant that I tried to recreate. Yeah, it didn't turn out. Okay, so this part is you're supposed to melt 4 tablespoons of melted butter on top. And I'm just gonna kind of ladle that kind of with my spoon. Just kind of worried that if I poured it, it would go into more of the cream parts. Oh, this is gonna be delicious. I mean, because you know, butter makes everything better, right? So we kind of, what we're gonna do now is form the crust. Okay. So same thing, I'm just gonna use my little, and just kind of cover all of that. Oh yes. As evenly as possible, guys. Which means I'm probably not gonna do it as evenly as possible. I will try my best. So this is about to go into the oven at 325 for about 25 minutes. You can see that it's pretty nice and like juicy with melted butter. So it's gonna make a nice crust on here. I also noticed one thing, that the butter kind of went more around the edges than in the middle. So I kind of try to even that up a little bit. And I just put extra sprinkles of sugar around where if it pooled anywhere. So then that way it'll be nice and sweet. So I only put it on a baking sheet because this tin foil pan is kind of wobbly. If you're going to be using a pie dish, you're not going to need this at all. So I'm gonna go put this in right now. See you in a few. Look at how yummy this looks, everyone. I just pulled it out. It's still bubbling up, so we're gonna need to let it come to room temperature, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator so it can get nice and chilled, and then we can have it for dinner tonight. So because we have practice tonight, I thought I would just cut some and put it in a to-go box so that we could have it at the park. It smells so good, so I'm gonna give it a little taste right now. I'll give Paul's at the park. You guys, look at that. It's set so nicely. Even though when I took it out of the oven, it was a little bit jiggly still. It was still bubbling. You saw that as it came out. It has a beautiful cinnamon sugar smell. Look at that. Gotta try it. That is delicious, you guys. Oh my gosh. So I was just gonna take a bite, and I'll take two. It has like an horchata kind of taste to it, like a cinnamon sugar rice drink or something, which I love, but it has more of like a cheesecake consistency, maybe not as thick or so. You guys, this was so easy to do and so good. Let's find out what Paul thinks. All right, Paul's gonna try it.
That's awesome.
That's the one you sent me.
That is so good.
You like my little makeshift Tupperware? Is it a keeper?
So good.
Okay, you guys, so it is official. He loved it too. It does have like that rice pudding taste, that horchata, that cinnamon sugar that I know a lot of you love. You know what? This one is definitely a keeper, and I'm going to put the recipe down below so that you can go and make it yourself. So have a wonderful evening, rollers, and stick around. You just never know what I'll be rolling out next. Bye, everyone.